Colors. I'm Colors. Today we're going to be making our version, our Gnomesville version of Cindy Lou Who. And here she is over here. She's on her sled, sledding down a hill. And I'll see if I can show you. This is what she looks like in the back. Her little legs here. Her little slipper shoes, and she's pretty cute. And that's the gnome version of Cindy Lou Who. We're going to be making her today. So I'll be right back to tell you about the supplies we're going to use. What we're going to use to make her is we're going to use some Mod Podge, some Testors Craft paints in Petal Pink and Ruby Red. Testors Craft Paints by Rust-Oleum. We're going to use a little bit of red paper ribbon. I cut out a bow for her hair out of red felt, and we'll kind of go over the shapes that I used for that, and a little hot pink circle for the middle of the bow. This is felt. And we're going to use a 4" by 9.5" piece of yellow fur for her hair. We're going to use two 8" rollers that I got at TJ Maxx, 8" hair rollers. We're going to use three 1.5" wood knobs that I've already painted, and we'll talk more about how we painted those. And then we're going to use a white pom-pom, a little bit of tinsel garland, a candy cane, and some marbles, some scatter foam. They look like this. They're from Dollar Tree. They have the different Christmas shapes in there. We're going to use the stars, just the stars in that package. And then we're going to use some firm holding hairspray. And as far as the felt goes, we're going to use a 16 by 21" piece of hot pink felt, 16 by 21". Two 4" square pieces of the hot pink felt, and two 7 by 9" pieces of the green felt. We're going to use the polyester fiberfill and some rubber bands. And that's all we're going to need to make her today. It doesn't take very many supplies, and it doesn't take a long time to make her. I also wanted to tell you about the chalkboard here that I used to do the Cindy Lou Who on. If you wanted to do that for your home, you just get a chalkboard at Dollar Tree like this, and you want to use some liquid chalk markers. I use the cedar markers that I buy on Amazon, but they're just liquid chalk markers that I use to make these boards that you see all the time in my videos. So I just want to tell you about that. And also I wanted to tell you about these pom-poms that I just got at Hobby Lobby. I was going through the bow section, the ribbon and bow section, and these pom-poms were hanging there. Great idea to get these now for Valentine's Day, Easter, St. Patrick's Day, or Christmas. And you just pull them right off of this backing here, and you have a nice pom-pom. They're $1.50 for the package of 3. They're $2.99 and they're half off, so you get them for 50 cents a pom-pom. And I will be using these in these upcoming holidays, so I just wanted to let you know about them if you're in there, to grab some up, because it's a really good deal. So that's all I had to say about that, and we'll be right back to get started on making our project today. What you want to do is take your 16" by 21" piece of hot pink felt, and you want to fold it in half And so you'll have 10.5 inch sides on both sides, 10.5 inch, and it'll be 16 inches across. And you want to take the 10.5 inch sides, and we're going to glue those together. This is a real easy gnome to make. You'll be surprised at how fast she comes together. So just take the sides and fold it back like that, and take your glue and run about a 1/4 inch back, run a glue bead across. Like that. And just put those together. I'm going to do the other side just like that and let them set up, and then I'll be right back with you. Got it set up on both sides, and I want to turn it right side out. Grab the corners and pull it out. Just flattening it out a little bit here. And that is what you want to do, is you want to put some marbles in the bottom. I've got my little pile of marbles here. You just want to put enough marbles that she's going to be able to stand up from the weight of the marbles. Well, she won't be standing up, but sitting up. I'm going to put a few more in there. I always go heavy on the marbles, so. Okay, so you want to put some polyester fiberfill in there. You don't want to stuff it completely full. You just want to get it in the corners. And then do another level of it. About like that. I think that's about right there. And then you want to fasten it together with a rubber band. We're going to be making this have a little stub up here at the top. And I'll be right back with you. So now what we have is this is her dress. And we're going to go ahead and put her nose and her hands on. I took the 1.5 inch wood knobs and I painted them with the petal pink and the ruby red. I kind of mixed it. I made the nose a little bit redder and the hands more pink with just a little bit of red in them, and with the Rust-Oleum Testors Craft paints. And then I put the Mod Podge on the top to give them a little bit of shine. So that's how I did the paint on them. So we're going to go ahead and put the nose in place. And then I'm going to put both the hands in place right here. I'm going to glue the hands on right here. and the nose on right here. I'll start that right now. Put the nose right there. I'm going to let that set up, and then I'm going to put the hands on and let those set up, and then I'll be back with you. We've got the nose and the hands on, and they're all set up. And we want to take our yellow fur, 4" by 9.5" piece of yellow fur. And fold it in half so you can find the center. And then just put that center on the center of the back of the stub, so you know where you are as far as where you want to start. And then just go ahead and glue that center in place like that. And then you just want to work the rest of the fur around the stub, pulling it in far enough that you're going to land at the end right about where you would get to the nose. So just keep pulling it back in like that. We want it to land right about there. And then we'll do the other side the same way. Just do about 1 inch at a time. And pull it in like that. And that's how you want to do it. We're going to let that set up, and I'll be right back with you. I'm letting this set up here, but I wanted to tell you too to go ahead and flip this piece of fur over, and on the corners here, go ahead and put some glue on there and lay that back down on both sides like that, and then right in the center on the bottom. And let that set up. The next thing that we want to do, we've got the hair glued in place, is we want to put the curl in the hair. Because she's got curl all the way around her hair. Like this. That's what we're going to do. And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to take our firm hold hairspray and just spray the ends. Get them a little wet, and then you just want to take and roll them back with, I use a marker, it's about the right size, and roll back, and you keep wanting to roll this back. Like that. Hold it down there. Like that, and then let that dry. And you keep wanting to work your way around the hair all the way around to get it like that. And then after it dries the first time, go ahead and spray it again. And you want to get a couple, 2-3 coats of spray on the curl so it'll stay in there for you. So I'm going to work my way around here, and I'll be back with you when I get finished. Well, I've got it all curled up, and I've put a second coat of hairspray on it. I'm letting it dry, and while it's drying, I will make the hat. So you want to take out your two 7 by 9 inch pieces of green felt. And put them straight together, corners together. Laying one on top of the other like that. And then you want to fold it right in half at the top. And take a marker, fold it right in half, take a marker and mark the half point, like that. And then we're just going to cut it like a Christmas tree from the corners all the way up to the spot that we marked. Just like a Christmas tree. So start in the corner, start cutting towards your dot. Like that. Like that. And then is what we want to do is glue these two pieces together along both sides. I'm going to let that set up and I'm going to do the other side and then I'll be right back with you. I've got that set up now. We're going to go ahead and turn it right side out. I'm just taking a marker and pushing out that end a little bit more. I always clip off the part here on the end of the seam, the little part that sticks out. Get rid of those. And then you want to put some polyester fiber fill in there. And then what we want to do is put the seams to the side and put it down over the top of the stub. And we're going to glue it to the top of the back of the nose, like that, right through here. I'm going to give that front of the nose a few minutes and then we'll glue it on the back. I've got the front glued, set up. Now I'm going to glue it in the middle and the back. I'm just going to drop some glue up there in the rim of the hat and set it down like that so the glue can drop down onto the fur. And I'll let it set up for a few minutes. So the last thing I did was I glued it on both sides, just like I did in the back. I dropped the glue up underneath the rim of the hat and held it down with my fingers for a few minutes, and it was all set up. So that's done. I put the pom-pom on the top of the hat, and what we need to do now is do the bow. She's got a big red bow, so I just cut out some pieces from my red felt in the shape of a bow, 3 pieces like this to make the bow shape, and then a round piece of hot pink for the middle of the bow. So we'll get those glued on, just kind of like on an angle right here. While it's still wet, I'm going to put the little ends, the ribbon ends, in there like that. And then put the round piece in the middle. I'm going to glue this a little bit more so it doesn't flop back over. So I'll give that a few minutes. I've got the bow glued on, and I put the candy cane on, glued that right here. So the next thing we want to do is put her legs on. And is what you do is you take your 2 pink rollers, eight-inch rollers. They come like this in packages like this from TJ Maxx to get the 8-inch rollers that are like this in different colors. And they run $5.99 for 12 of them. So you take your rollers and you measure down 3 inches and put a little dot there to mark this is how much we're going to glue inside the dress. Just 3 inches, and leave this much out. So we want to take our sharp scissors. These are my sharp scissors, and I just kind of tip her back, and I want to cut a couple of holes where I want to put the legs, kind of below where the hands are. I've already got my hole right there. I just want to make it a little bit bigger. Want it just big enough to slide that in like that, all the way up to your, so you can't see your little dot anymore. And then we'll do the other side. Got my little hole. Just like that. That's how they'll be once we get them glued in. So you just want to take your glue, put it all the way around like that, and then put it right into the hole. Now a little bit of glue might come out of the end, but that'll hold it in place. A little bit farther, I want to cover up my dot. There we go. And all the glues inside, I believe, might be a little bit out. We'll do the other one. Put right in there like that. All the way up to the little dot. And then we'll give them a few minutes. Got the legs set up in there, and I put one of the slipper shoes on. And what I did was I took one of the 4-inch square pieces of felt, and you just want to wrap it around the bottom of the leg like that. Take a rubber band and fasten it on. You want to take some of your paper ribbon, hold out a couple inches, and then wrap it around. Cut that. Make a little bow here. And then you want to go around the felt and just where the corners stick out, just clip the corners flat. Should be another one right here, like that. And there you have your little slipper shoes. So the last thing that we need to do is to take the green tinsel, and I think I measured that about 8 inches. Yeah, oh, this is 9 inches, 8 or 9 inches. And you just want to glue it onto the hand. Glue it right in the back of the hand like that. And then we take our 3 stars and let me get some more glue. And just glue the stars onto the garland, onto the tinsel garland. Like that. She came together pretty fast. She doesn't take a lot of time, but I think that she'll be a great addition if you have the Grinch Gnome that we made a few weeks back. Put her next to the Grinch Gnome. It's really a cute set, or you could use her by herself. Don't forget, you might want to do a chalkboard to go next to her. That's really cute. Once you have those markers purchased, you know, it's just $1 to buy the chalkboard for the next project. So she's all done. This is how she looks. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you like. And that was backwards. Thanks for coming today.